All right. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you too about, some of your counseling perspectives about how to help people get through this. I know, again, it's unique, but I'm sure you're talking to a lot of your colleagues who do similar work, and you've maybe got some things to share with us to help us get through this time.
Sure.
I think one of the most important things is for the adults to take care of themselves first. And for us to kind of have a pulse on where we are and managing our own kind of thought process and anxiety around this, and knowing that it's okay that we don't have all the answers, and we don't know how things are going to end up. And having honest conversations with kids and being open with them. And I think we've definitely tried to limit some of the news on in our house, as it's become a little bit overwhelming, especially for our age children. But I think for all kids, the news has become overwhelming to some extent. And we've also been trying very hard to like get outside, be active, do some, new, fun, positive experiences as much as we possibly can in the home.
Yeah, and I think two of the things that I heard today in some of the in the like remote conference that I was in, one of them that I've heard from other people too is that like just because you're socially distant doesn't mean that you have to be socially isolated.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's an important piece for people to realize that you can still connect, and there's a lot of ways to connect. And the other one was that everybody's kind of experiencing this in a different way, in that yes, there are some people who have gotten really sick, and there are other people who are kind of grieving the fact that they can't go out to dinner every once in a while. So I think everyone's kind of feeling different emotions around it, and I think all of those emotions are okay. There's nothing wrong with that, and you shouldn't feel ashamed just because you're upset because you're not something that's a part of your regular routine you're not able to do. Even though there are other people who are suffering a little bit worse. Everyone kind of feels it in a different way, I think.
No, those are good points. I think we're all experiencing different losses from our routine. And yeah, that's a good point, not to beat yourself up if it's not something as serious as what somebody else's would be. The other thing, I've been listening to this meditation app, 10% Happier in the Mornings. And one of the things they said too was to keep your own kind of handle on paying too much attention to the news. Like all of us are going to get too much at some point. So if you can feel yourself getting kind of escalated or dysregulated because you've heard enough of it, you just got to turn it off.
Yeah. And I think those first couple of days that we were home and everything was kind of really unsure. I felt myself on my phone a lot, on Twitter a lot, and it just became too much. It's almost like during a snowstorm when the news is all about the snowstorm, except to a much bigger extent. But I had to put that down and away for a little while because it's overload and too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the last thing, to try to end on a positive, is just to try to share some sources of gratitude that you may have found that wouldn't have been coming your way if it hadn't been for this kind of unfortunate situation we're in.
Well, I have two, actually. I'm grateful for some of my coworkers whom I don't even really know, but I did go on to the Burlington Public Schools remote learning, and I checked out what the preschool had to offer for suggestions. As being a mom to a 2- and 4-year-old, I was running out of arts and crafts and activity ideas. So I'm really appreciative to them because I, was looking for some direction on how to keep my kids entertained and other activities that I could do and would be educational. I'm also grateful, obviously, for it's hard to be home, but it's nice to have family time. And I think that when our kids look back on this and when they're learning about it when they're in high school, their memories might not, while our memories might be a concern of health and finances and work, I think they're going to look back on this and remember it as a time when we all were together and everyone was there for family dinners and Olivia learned how to play Uno. And, I think that I'm grateful to have, another chance to really spend a lot of time together as a family unit.
Yeah, and just to kind of echo what Chrissy said, I think that the months of December, January, and February are really a lot on our family because I coach hockey, so I'm out of the house a lot more than I am normally. So this actually is a good time to kind of really reconnect and spend a lot of time with our kids and together with Chrissy too. We've had a lot of fun. Like Chrissy said, we've been playing Uno a lot. I play Uno with my students at school. Now I'm playing it with Olivia at home. So we're having a lot of fun with that. I'm playing a lot of hockey with Charlie in the driveway. So it has been, we're doing our best to make the best out of a kind of a tough situation.
Yeah, that's a great ending point, because I think I heard that from somebody else, that the kids aren't going to remember all these negative news stories or the financial anxiety some of us might be feeling. They're going to remember some of these fun things that you're able to do with them. And that's kind of, I think, what you want people to try to focus on at this point.
Yeah.
Can we flip the script and ask you a question? Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Chrissy had a question for you.
No, I was thinking, because we've been paying attention and watching these on a daily basis, but I'm wondering what your perspective is on the one positive thing you feel like you're going to take away from this experience as kind of the assistant superintendent. Like, what are you thinking is going to be one positive learning experience from this?
I think the positive thing is going to be how people connected with one another across the district. I think you alluded to it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm connecting with some different people that I normally wouldn't have connected with in my day-to-day routine, and getting to know some people, or at least more conversations, and just the work behind the scenes that everybody's doing to, make sure their kids are okay. Like, everybody's going above and beyond. I know that's what teachers do, but I have tremendous gratitude just for the community of educators I work with, and it just gets reinforced in times like these.
Yeah.
That's a good, thank you.
Thanks for
It's been nice to see. I mean, we're also Burlington residents, so just the whole community coming together, and that's been nice to see, and to feel really supported by the whole community in general.
Yeah, and hearing things like that Pine Glen, the Pine Glen teachers doing that parade today, I thought was a really cool idea. Just really like cool, unique ways to that people are connecting with kids and with each other is really awesome to hear.
Yeah, I feel fortunate to go through this crisis in Burlington. I really do. The people are tremendous. So, and just like you, I appreciate your time tonight. You don't have a lot of downtime, I'm sure, at night. So I appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk to me, and we can share this with others. So thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, Patrick. You too.
Thank you. Bye.